Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcat Sports Network. It's time to take our first look at the 2018 McKendree University baseball team. We're joined by head coach Danny Jackson. And Coach, last year, your first season at McKendree, 13 wins on the board. Conference play, a little bit more of a struggle, but it was a team in transition. Give me your overall impressions of your first year as a head coach for the Bearcats.
Yeah, well, I love McKendree. It's been a fantastic transition for my family, myself, for Coach Green. I think last year was all about establishing the culture that we really wanted here. So, there were some growing pains, and anytime there's a transition, that's going to happen. We didn't get the on-field product we might have liked. We'd have liked to win more games, but at the end of the day, 22 guys left here with a degree, and I think that's the most important thing. And we also, I feel, in my opinion, gave them a great experience to end their careers at McKendree. So, overall, I'm really happy with moving those guys on, and we're bringing in a new class of 30 guys, so it's an exciting time right now.
You just led me into my next question. Last year, you spent almost the entire year on the road, on the phones, emails, texts, you name it, bringing in the newest crop of McKendree players. You look at this roster; it's almost a complete overhaul with 30-plus new guys, but you've got some returning talent too. Talk about the makeup of this year's roster.
Yeah, with this many new guys, you're going to need good leadership, and you're going to have a core of guys that understand what you really want, and we've got that. Nick Young, Grant Anderson, Matty Della Vega, Jeff Wetzler, Andrew Height, those guys understand what we really want from guys and what they need to expect. So they've done a fantastic job of kind of leading the way for those younger guys. I think we have 18 or 19 freshmen, so we've got a lot of young kids. But they've done a fantastic job, and so far the chemistry's been great. I couldn't be happier with that.
Well, Coach, part one of our preview right now will focus on the infielders, including your catchers, and you look at the depth chart going into the year, and you've got a lot of returning guys that are projected to be starters in the lineup, get a lot of playing time, but you've also got some new talent coming in. Talk about your infield situation going into the year.
I think depth is one of our biggest strengths, not only in the infield but in the outfield as well. Austin Francis, freshman from just down the road in Dupo, he's going to take over the bulk of the catching duties. Phenomenal fall, one of our top hitters, but also just really, really solid defensively. I think he's going to catch 2 to 3 games a weekend. So we're really looking forward to the things he's going to do, not only behind the plate but at the plate as well. Behind him we've got Colin Holton, who can play anywhere on the field, but has done a really good job of learning the catcher position, and another freshman, Connor McCormick, who's worked really hard and gotten a lot better since the end of the fall. So those 3 guys are going to make up our battery behind the plate, and I think we're going to be pretty solid back there.
Looking over at first base, you have Andrew Height returning. He kind of worked his way into the starting lineup the middle part of last year, but really came on and produced from the left side of the plate for you.
Yeah, Andrew was kind of a guy that started off a little slow last year, and then really started to come into his own about the middle of the season, and then had that walk-off home run against Parkside. He trained at Driveline, which is a huge baseball facility in Seattle all summer, and came back just a different guy. I mean, he's in great shape. He looks good over there, and he's also become one of the team leaders, a more vocal guy, a guy that really is directing our younger guys on what they need to do. So he's earned the spot over at first. He had a home run in the game we played against Lindenwood this fall. He's looked really good at the plate, and he'll do a nice job over at first base. And we've got a big transfer from Kaskaskia, Lucas Dimeke, big boy that can really swing it, who's going to get some opportunities at the plate too. And John Bischoff, a freshman who could also swing the bat. So those 3 guys will really spend the bulk of our time over at first.
At second base this year, a guy that McKendree fans are used to seeing a lot on the other side of the diamond at shortstop, Luke Johnson, makes a transition to second base. Talk about his transition, how he's looked in the fall.
Luke played second quite a bit for us last year. I think the majority of games he started were at second base. He's just a competitor. He's one of the most competitive guys on our team. We love having that fire and energy he brings every day in the lineup. He's consistent at the plate, usually around 50% quality at bats, and he gets on base and he can run. So we look forward to him doing things like that at second. And we've got a younger guy, Stephen Wynn from Alton, that he's just a hitter. That's all I can say about the kid. He just hits, and every time we're scrimmaging, he gets a hit or two. It's it's awesome. So he's got to find a way in the lineup too somehow. He's just working on some defensive things, but I think Luke's our better option there right now.
At shortstop, looks like you've got a nice 1-2 punch, a returning guy in Jeff Wetzler, a senior, and then a newcomer, a transfer from Swick, Matt Klosterman, who could provide some punch for you as well.
Yeah, those two guys, are top of the order type guys. They can both run. They're both phenomenal defensive shortstops. They're going to make all the routine plays. They're going to make some great plays. So, we feel like we're really solid at shortstop. I think Jeff's swinging the bat a little bit better right now, but Matt could be one of the best players in the league. I really feel that way about him. So we're really comfortable with the shortstop position. I think either one of those guys provides us a great option there.
Third base, you graduated 2-year starter in Isaac Fisher, but looks like you got a couple of new guys that come in to anchor the hot corner. Talk about your situation at third base.
I think, we'll miss Fish's personality for sure. Seeing him around campus with the football team's good. We miss his smile every day, but we've got two really, really phenomenal kids over there, and Colin Holton's another guy that could play there if we needed him to. But Drake Hampton, transfer from Lewis and Clark, strong kid, phenomenal defensive third baseman, and can really swing the bat. And Adam Cox, left-handed bat, was all conference as JUCO 2 years. He's just a phenomenal player too. So I think we can even play matchups there if we needed to. But both those guys have earned the right to get some playing time over there.
Coach, overall impressions of the infield as you went through fall ball and as your preseason practices have gone on?
Yeah, I think we've shored up a lot of things defensively. Coach Green and Marshall have done a phenomenal job with the position players overall and defensively. I think I'm really excited about our entire offense, but our defense, especially on the infield, is going to be really good.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time previewing the McKendree infield. We'll have 2 more segments. We'll talk about the outfielders next, followed by our pitching staff and the overall outlook of 2018. Thanks for joining us.
Go Bearcats.